Hello, Coloring Carew. How are you today? I hope you're well. This ear is starting to drain, so I sent a video out that I made for devotions. Did not send it out all at once. Izzy, about last night you didn't get the notification. It was my fault. I did not send it to you. So sorry. Okay. Hey, Layla. Arnie. Oh my gosh. I said a few choice words. I'm so sorry. I got a book here. Hey, Jay. I was trying to get Ashley in the live, but she was already sleeping. So, but she doesn't check hers, and he's not on here no more. You're here. I'm just looking for down, everybody. She might look. She might. Color creations. Instagrammer? Does that mean someone blocked me or something? No. So, something just pray that she goes quick and in her sleep. And I have I'm going to call it my morning snack, an apple and a banana because my dad wants to cook pancakes. And eggs. All right. I don't want pancakes. But I'll eat them for him. If he chooses he doesn't want to do it, it's fine. And then I'll just come and make toast. Mm-hmm. That means the brain's not draining that fluid that sometimes can build up. You know, like the spinal fluid. Just trying to pull out my hair that was sticking out. Yeah, that's that stuff. It's not draining no more. So, she could fall asleep and that will be it. Let me tell you a story about this little girl. They were in a car accident. And the doctor said it looks like she's not gonna wake up. Gonna have to pull, the cord. And the mother had a hand on the railing as they're about to do it. And here comes the little girl's hand. She went like this, and she opened her eyes. And that doctor got fired because every time she opened her eyes, he sedated her. I'm like, and she knew exactly what was going on in the room. It wasn't the hospital's fault. It was that guy's fault. So they didn't sue the hospital. That guy went to jail, and the daughter was fine. 100% fine. Okay, let's get the chat up. It's not charging. I'm back up to 1130. Back up to 1130. Oh. Everybody hit that like button. What am I doing first? It's just going to be more mess for me to clean up that stupid griddle. I don't even know what I'm doing. Okay, let's say the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us for our trespasses. Forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. I did look at the beginning. I don't know why I have to look at the beginning. Hi, Kay. Okay. We'll do Jesus Calling first. Jesus Calling, November 9th. It's a miracle. She's up. Sit quietly with me, letting all your fears and worries bubble up to the surface of your consequences. There is the light of my presence. The bubbles pop and disappear. However, some fears surface over and over again, especially fear of the future. You tend to protect yourself mentally into the next day, week, month, year, decade, and you visualize yourself coping badly in those times. What you are seeing is a fake image because it doesn't include me. Those gloomy times that you imagine will not come to pass, since my presence will be with you at all times. When a future oriented worry assails you, capture it and disarm it by sufficing the light by my presence into the mental image. Say to yourself, Jesus will be with me then and there. With his help, I can cope. Then come home to the present moment where you can enjoy peace in my presence. Put that down. While we're listening, I'll eat my morning snack. Because I know how late my dad eats. He's better off doing that for supper. That's what I say. He just wants to make sure it works. Most the 20-inch griddle he got. You just plug it in. When you're done, you unplug it and you put it in the dishwasher. I'm like, yeah, but I'll probably just wash it on there. It's easy to wash. Anyway, most people will put that in the closet for like weeks or months, and then it doesn't work. They can't return it. So that's why my dad wants to fix it. So right now we're going to go to Luke. We got two from Luke. We got our paper here, so we can read both of them. So we'll read Luke chapter 5. Verse 26. We'll read that one first. Everyone who gripped with great wonder and awe and they praised God, exclaiming, "We have seen amazing things today." So that's that one. And now for here, it's chapter 12, verse 22. 22 through 26. Where is it? 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. And I do it Oh, really? I do it like that. And boop. There we go. Then turning to his disciples, Jesus said, "This is why I tell you not to worry about everyday life, whether you have enough food to eat or enough clothes to wear. For life is more than food, and your body is more than clothes. Look at the ravens. They don't plant or harvest or store food in barns, for God feeds them. And you are far more valuable to him than any birds. Can all your worries add a single moment to your life? And if worry can't accomplish a little thing like that, what's the use of worrying over bigger things? Sorry. Next one is Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 6. So be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid and do not panic before them. For the Lord your God will personally go ahead of you. He will neither fail you nor abandon you. 2 Corinthians. Wherever that is. Where is it? Here we go. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5. We destroy every proud obstacle that keeps people from knowing God. We capture their rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey Christ. And that's... I hate the feeling that it's, it's the lefty is like that, but oh my God. I was going to take a shower this morning, but I'll wait until tonight. I did clean up, though. Yep, I was at the sink. I scrub a dubbed. Okay, let's get my snack, and then we will be listening to... Oh, this can go back. Yeah, so I don't know if anybody heard when I said this will be a permanent thing every morning starting January 1st. And the live will be called Jesus Calling. I'm not sure if everybody was paying attention. No, which one are we on? Oh, after First Kings. Let's see what's after First Kings. No, we're not on that. First Kings, Second Chronicles. Is there really that? First Chronicles chapter 7. Well, no. First Chronicles chapter 6, because I'm not sure. It says 6. That ended on 6. I don't think I did.
Chapter 6. The Priestly Line. The sons of Levi were Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. The descendants of Kohath included Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. The children of Amram were Aaron, Moses, and Miriam. The sons of Aaron were Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Eleazar was the father of Phinehas. Phinehas was the father of Abishua. Abishua was the father of Bukai. Bukai was the father of Uzziah.
Oh.
Uzziah was the father of Zerahiah. Zerahiah was the father of Meraoth. Meraoth was the father of Amariah. Amariah was the father of Ahitub. Ahitub was the father of Zadok. Zadok was the father of Ahimaaz. Ahimaaz was the father of Azariah. Azariah was the father of Johanan. Johanan was the father of Azariah, the high priest at the temple built by Solomon in Jerusalem.
I'm cold.
Azariah was the father of Amariah. Amariah was the father of Ahitub. Ahitub was the father of Zadok. Zadok was the father of Shallum. Shallum was the father of Hilkiah. Hilkiah was the father of Azariah. Azariah was the father of Seraiah. Seraiah was the father of Jehozadak, who went into exile when the Lord sent the people of Judah and Jerusalem into captivity under Nebuchadnezzar. The Levite clans. The sons of Levi were Gershon, Kohath, and
I'm reading
Merari.
Think Crazy.
The descendants of Gershon included Libni and Shimei. The descendants of Kohath included Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. The descendants of Merari included Malai and Mushai. The following were the Levite clans listed according to their ancestral descent. The descendants of Gershon included Libni, Jahath, Zimah, Joah, Iddo, Zerah, and Jeatherai. The descendants of Kohath included Aminadab, Korah, Asur, Elkanah, Abiasaph, Aser, Tahath, Uriel, Uzziah, and Shaul. The descendants of Elkanah included Amasai, Ahimath, Elkanah, Zophai, Nahath, Eliab, Jeroam, Elkanah, and Samuel. The sons of Samuel were Joel, the older, and Abijah, the second. The descendants of Merari included Malai, Libni, Shimei, Uzzah, Shimeah, Haggiah, and Asaiah. The temple musicians. David assigned the following men to lead the music at the house of the Lord after the ark was placed there. They ministered with music at the tabernacle until Solomon built the temple of the Lord in Jerusalem. They carried out their work, following all the regulations handed down to them. These are the men who served along with their sons. Heman, the musician, was from the clan of Kohath. His genealogy was traced back through Joel, Samuel, Elkanah, Jeroam, Eliel, Toah, Zuph, Elkanah, Mahath, Amasai, Elkanah, Joel, Azariah, Zephaniah, Tahath, Aser, Abiasaph, Korah, Izhar, Kohath, Levi, and Israel. Heman's first assistant was Asaph, from the clan of Gershon. Asaph's genealogy was traced back through Berechiah, Shimei, Michael, Baasiah, Malchijah, Ethni, Zerah, Adaiah, Ethan, Zimmah, Shimei, Jahath, Gershon, and Levi. Heman's second assistant was Ethan from the clan of Merari. Ethan's genealogy was traced back through Kishai, Abdi, Malach, Hashabiah, Amaziah, Hilkiah, Amzi, Bani, Shemer, Malai, Mushai, Merari, and Levi. Their fellow Levites were appointed to various other tasks in the tabernacle, the house of God. Aaron's descendants. Only Aaron and his descendants served as priests. They presented the offerings on the altar of burnt offering and the altar of incense, and they performed all the other duties related to the most holy place. They made atonement for Israel by doing everything that Moses, the servant of God, had commanded them. The descendants of Aaron were Eleazar, Phinehas, Abishua, Bukai, Uzzi, Zerahiah, Meraiah, Amariah, Ahitub, Zadok, and Ahimaaz. Territory for the Levites. This is a record of the towns and territory assigned by means of sacred lots to the descendants of Aaron, who were from the clan of Kohath. This territory included Hebron and its surrounding pasture lands, but the fields and outlying areas belonging to the city were given to Caleb, son of Jephunneh. So the descendants of Aaron were given the following towns, each with its pasture lands: Hebron, a city of refuge; Libnah, Jatir, Eshtemoa, Holon, Deber, Ain, Juttah, and Beth-Shemesh. And from the territory of Benjamin they were given Gibeon, Geba, Alameth, and Anathoth, each with its pasture lands. So 13 towns were given to the descendants of Aaron. The remaining descendants of Kohath received 10 towns from the territory of the half-tribe of Manasseh by means of sacred lots. The descendants of Gershon received by sacred lots 13 towns from the territories of Issachar, Asher, Naphtali, and from the Bashan area of Manasseh east of the Jordan. The descendants of Merari received by sacred lots 12 towns from the territories of Reuben, Gad, and Zebulun. So the people of Israel assigned all these towns and pasture lands to the Levites. The towns in the territories of Judah, Simeon, and Benjamin, mentioned above, were assigned to them by means of sacred lots. The descendants of Kohath were given the following towns from the territory of Ephraim, each with its pasture lands: Shechem, a city of refuge in the hill country of Ephraim; Gezer, Jokmeam, Beth-horon, Ajalon, and Gath-rimmon. The remaining descendants of Kohath were assigned the towns of Ener and Bileam from the territory of the half-tribe of Manasseh, each with its pasture lands. The descendants of Gershon received the towns of Golan in Bashan and Ashtaroth from the territory of the half-tribe of Manasseh, each with its pasture lands. From the territory of Issachar they were given Kedesh, Daberath, Ramoth, and Anam, each with its pasture lands. From the territory of Asher they received Marshall, Abdon, Hukok, and Rehob, each with its pasture lands. From the territory of Naphtali they were given Kedesh in Galilee, Haman, and Kiriathaim, each with its pasture lands. The remaining descendants of Merari received the towns of Jokneam, Karta, Rimmon, and Tabor from the territory of Zebulun, each with its pasture lands. From the territory of Reuben, east of the Jordan River, opposite Jericho, they received Bezer, a desert town, Jahaz, Kedemoth, and Mephaath, each with its pasture lands. And from the territory of Gad they received Ramoth in Gilead, Mahanaim, Heshbon, and Jazer, each with its pasture lands. Chapter 7. Descendants of Issachar. The four sons of Issachar were Tola, Pua, Jashub, and Shimron. The sons of Tola were Uzai, Rephaiah, Jeriel, Jemai, Ibsam, and Shemuel. Each of them was the leader of an ancestral clan. At the time of King David, the total number of mighty warriors listed in the records of these clans was 22,600. The son of Uzai was Israiah. The sons of Israiah were Michael, Obadiah, Joel, and Ishiah. These five became the leaders of clans. All of them had many wives and many sons, so the total number of men available for military service among their descendants was 36,000. The total number of mighty warriors from all the clans of the tribe of Issachar was 87,000. All of them were listed in their genealogical records. Descendants of Benjamin. 3 of Benjamin's sons were Bela, Becher, and Jediael. The 5 sons of Bela were Esbon, Uzai, Uzziel, Jeremoth, and Eri. Each of them was the leader of an ancestral clan. The total number of mighty warriors from these clans was 22,034, as listed in their genealogical records. The sons of Becher were Zemira, Joash, Eliezer, Elioenai, Omri, Jeremoth, Abijah, Anathoth, and Elameth. Each of them was the leader of an ancestral clan. The total number of mighty warriors and leaders from these clans was 20,200, as listed in their genealogical records. The son of Jediael was Bilhan. The sons of Bilhan were Jeush, Benjamin, Ehud, Canaanah, Zethan, Tarshish, and Meshahar. Each of them was the leader of an ancestral clan. From these clans, the total number of mighty warriors ready for war was 17,200. The sons of were Shuppim and Huppim. Husham was the son of Aher. Descendants of Naphtali. The sons of Naphtali were Jeziel, Gunai, Jezer, and Shillem. They were all descendants of Jacob's concubine Bilhah. Descendants of Manasseh. The descendants of Manasseh through his Aramean concubine included Azriel. She also bore Maker, the father of Gilead. Maker found wives for Huppim and Shuppim. Maker had a sister named Maacah. One of his descendants was Zelophehad, who had only daughters. Maker's wife Maacah gave birth to a son whom she named Perish. His brother's name was Sheresh. The sons of Perish were Ulam and Rakem. The son of Ulam was Bedan. All these were considered Gileadites, descendants of Maker's son of Manasseh. Maker's sister Hamoleketh gave birth to Ishhad, Abiezer, and Mala. The sons of Shemida were Ahian, Shechem, Lichai, and Aniam. Descendants of Ephraim. The descendants of Ephraim were Shuthelah, Berid, Tahath, Eladah, Tahath, Zabad, Shuthelah, Ezer, and Elad. These two were killed trying to steal livestock from the local farmers near Gath. Their father Ephraim mourned for them a long time, and his relatives came to comfort him. Afterward, Ephraim slept with his wife, and she became pregnant and gave birth to a son. Ephraim named him Beriah because of the tragedy his family had suffered. He had a daughter named Shirah. She built the towns of Lower and Upper Beth-horon and Uzzen-Shirah. The descendants of Ephraim included Repha, Resheph, Tela, Tahan, Ladan, Amihud, Elishama, Nun, and Joshua. The descendants of Ephraim lived in the territory that included Bethel and its surrounding towns to the south, Naaran to the east, Gezer and its villages to the west, and Shechem and its surrounding villages to the north as far as Aiah and its towns. Along the border of Manasseh were the towns of Bethshan, Taanach, Megiddo, Dor, and their surrounding villages. The descendants of Joseph's son of Israel lived in these towns. Descendants of Asher. The sons of Asher were Imnah, Ishva, Ishvi, and Beriah. They had a sister named Sarah. The sons of Beriah were Heber and Malchiel, the father of Berzaeth. The sons of Heber were Japhlet, Shomer, and Hotham. They had a sister named Shua. The sons of Japhlet were Pashach, Bimhal, and Ashvath. The sons of Shomer were Ahi, Roga, Hubba, and Aram. The sons of his brother Helam were Zophah, Imnah, Shelish, and Amal. The sons of Zophah were Shua, Harnepher, Shual, Beri, Imrah, Bezer, Had, Shammah, Shilshah, Ithran, and Beerah. The sons of Jether were Jephunneh, Pispah, and Erah. The sons of Ulah were Arah, Haniel, and Rizia. Each of these descendants of Asher was the head of an ancestral clan. They were all select men, mighty warriors, and outstanding leaders. The total number of men available for military service was 26,000, as listed in their genealogical records.
No.
Chapter 8. Descendants of Benjamin. Benjamin's first son was Bela. The second was Ashbel. The third was Ahara. The fourth was Noah. And the fifth was Rapha. The sons of Bela were Adar, Gera, Abihud, Abishua, Naaman, Ahoah, Gera, Shaphupan, and Huram. The sons of Ehud, leaders of the clans living at Geba, were exiled to Manahath. Ehud's sons were Naaman, Ahijah, and Gera. Gera, who led them into exile, was the father of Uzzah and Ahihud. After Shaharaim divorced his wives Husham and Beerah, he had children in the land of Moab. Hodesh, his new wife, gave birth to Jobab, Zibiah, Misha, Malcolm, Jeuz, Sakiah, and Mirmah. These sons all became the leaders of clans. Shaharaim's wife Husham had already given birth to Abitub and Elpaal. The sons of Elpaal were Eber, Mishham, Shemid, who built the towns of Ono and Lod and their nearby villages, Beriah and Shema. They were the leaders of the clans living in Ajalon, and they drove out the inhabitants of Gath. Ahio, Sheshach, Jeremoth, Zebediah, Arid, Eder, Michael, Ishpa, and Joha were the sons of Beriah. Zebediah, Meshullam, Hizkai, Heber, Ishmerai, Isliah, and Jobab were the sons of Elpaal. Jacob, Zikri, Zabdi, Elianai, Zilithai, Eliel, Adiah, Beriah, and Shimrath were the sons of Shimei. Ishpan, Eber, Eliel, Abdon, Zikri, Hanan, Hananiah, Elam, Anthothijah, Iphdiah, and Penuel were the sons of Shamsherai, Shehariah, Athaliah, Jerushiah, Elijah, and Zikri were the sons of Jeroham. These were the leaders of the ancestral clans. They were listed in their genealogical records, and they all lived in Jerusalem. The family of Saul. Jeiel, the father of Gibeon, lived in the town of Gibeon. His wife's name was Maacah, and his oldest son was named Abdon. Jeiel's other sons were Zur, Kish, Baal, Ner, Nadab, Gedor, Ahio, Zechariah, and Mikloth, who was the father of Shimeon. All these families lived near each other in Jerusalem. Ner was the father of Kish. Kish was the father of Saul. Saul was the father of Jonathan, Malchishua, Abinadab, and Eshbaal. Jonathan was the father of Merib-Baal. Merib-Baal was the father of Micah. Micah was the father of Pithon, Melech, Teriah, and Ahaz. Ahaz was the father of Jada. Jada was the father of Elameth, Asmaveth, and Zimri. Zimri
Oh,
was the father
helicopter.
of Mosa. Mosa was the father of Bineah. Bineah was the father of Rephaiah. Rephaiah was the father of Eleasah. Eleasah was the father of Azel. Azel had 6 sons, Azrikam, Bakrau, Ishmael, Sheriah, Obadiah, and Hanan. These were the sons of Azel. Azel's brother Ishak had 3 sons. The first was Ulam, the second was Jeush,
No, that is this coming Tuesday. When I think just Tuesday. Yeah, so
and the third was Eliphalet. Ulam's sons were all mighty warriors and expert archers. They had many sons and grandsons, 150 in all. All these were descendants of Benjamin.
all the books I got, I am going to do a public. I'm going to do a flip through of all of them separately and upload them soon. So after we're done here, that's most likely what I'm going to be doing.
Chapter 9. So all
Hopefully
Israel
not.
is listed in the genealogical records in
Oh, that's right. It's going to be mostly rain, and then Tuesday night, I think, turns to snow or something like that. So it's not going to be that bad.
the book of the kings of Israel. The returning exiles. The people of Judah were exiled to Babylon because they were unfaithful to the Lord. The first of the exiles to return to their property in their former towns were priests, Levites, temple servants, and other Israelites. Some of the people from the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, Ephraim, and Manasseh came and settled in Jerusalem.
You know, one of your little peach fuzz here on your backside or on your leg or whatever gets caught on your pants or anything, and it pulls and it hurts like heck. Yeah, that's what happened.
One family that returned was that of Uthai, son of Ammihud, son of Omri, son of Imri, son of Bani, a descendant of Perez, son of Judah. Others returned from the Shilonite clan, including Asaiah, the oldest, and his sons. From the Zerahite clan, Jewel returned with his relatives. In all, 690 families from the tribe of Judah returned. From the tribe of Benjamin came Salu, son of Meshullam, son of Hodaviah, son of Hashanuah, Ibniah, son of Jeroham, Elah, son of Uzai, son of Mikri, and Meshullam, son of Shephatiah, son of Ruel, son of Ibnijah. These men were all leaders of clans, and they were listed in their genealogical records. In all, 956 families from the tribe of Benjamin returned. The returning priests. Among the priests who returned were Jedaiah, Jehoiarib, Jachin, Azariah, son of Hilkiah, son of Meshullam, son of Zadok, son of Meraioth, son of Ahitub. Azariah was the chief officer of the house of God. Other returning priests were Adaiah, son of Jeroham, son of Pashur, son of Milchijah, and Maaseiah, son of Adiel, son of
I think
Jezerah,
almost
son
half
of
of it.
Meshullam, son of Meshillemith, son of Immer. In all, 1,760 priests returned. They were heads of clans and very able men. They were responsible for ministering at the house of God. The returning Levites. The Levites who returned were Shemaiah, son of Hashub, son of Azrikam, son of Hashabiah, a descendant of Merari. Bakbakar, Harish, Galil, Mattaniah, son of Micah, son of Zikri, son of Asaph, Obadiah,
I'm not
son
doing
of
nothing.
Shemaiah, son of
I
Galil,
was
son
fixing
of
my pants.
Jeduthun, and Berechiah, son of Asa, son of Elkanah, who lived in the area of Netophah.
I'm going to
The
look in the book.
gatekeepers who
This one's
returned were
beautiful.
Shallum, Akub, Talmon, Ahiman, and their relatives. Shallum was the chief gatekeeper. Prior to this time, they were responsible for the king's gate on the east side. These men served as gatekeepers for the camps of the Levites. Shallum was the son of Kor, a descendant of Abiasaph from the clan of Korah. He and his relatives, the Korahites, were responsible for guarding the entrance to the sanctuary, just as their ancestors had guarded the tabernacle in the camp of the Lord. Phinehas, son of Eleazar, had been in charge of the gatekeepers in earlier times, and the Lord had been with him. And later, Zechariah, son of Meshelemiah, was responsible for guarding the entrance to the tabernacle. In all, there were 212 gatekeepers in those days, and they were listed according to the genealogies in their villages. David and Samuel, the seer, had appointed their ancestors because they were reliable men. These gatekeepers and their descendants, by their divisions, were responsible for guarding the entrance to the house of the Lord when that house was a tent. The gatekeepers were stationed on all four sides, east, west, north, and south. Their relatives in the villages came regularly to share their duties for 7-day periods. The four chief gatekeepers, all
Yeah.
Levites, were trusted officials, for they were responsible.
Chris, that Noah, Noaa thing. My dad said it's supposed to be a very dry winter. I'm like, thank God. Then it said a very wet winter. Now it's going to be a very bad winter. Will they make up their mind? Jeez.
For the rooms and treasuries at the house of God. They would spend the night around the house of God, since it was their duty to guard it and to open the gates every morning. Some of the gatekeepers were assigned to care for the various articles used in worship. They checked them in and out to avoid any loss. Others were responsible for the furnishings, the items in the sanctuary, and the supplies, such as choice flour, wine, olive oil, frankincense, and spices. But it was the priests who blended the spices. Mattithiah, a Levite, and the oldest son of Shallum the Korahite, was entrusted with baking the bread used in the offerings. And some members of the clan of Kohath were in charge of preparing the bread to be set on the table each Sabbath day. The musicians, all prominent Levites, lived at the temple. They were exempt from other responsibilities, since they were on duty at all hours.
I did mine
All
yesterday.
these men lived in Jerusalem. They were the heads
Thursday,
of
actually.
Levite families and were listed as prominent leaders in their genealogical records. King Saul's family tree. Jeiel, the father of Gibeon, lived in the town of Gibeon. His wife's name was Maacah, and his oldest son was named Abdon. Jeiel's other sons were Zur, Kish, Baal,
Okay, do you mind watching the stream? Because I want to go get changed because I'm cold. You will be looking down. You're not going to be in the corner. Because I don't want you to see anything. There we go. Here we go. Because I'm cold.
Gedor, Ahio, Zechariah, and Mikloth. Mikloth was the father of Shimeam. All these families lived near each other in Jerusalem. Ner was the father of Kish. Kish was the father of Saul. Saul was the father of Jonathan, Melchishua, Abinadab, and Eshbaal. Jonathan was the father of Mirab-Baal. Mirab-Baal was the father of Micah. The sons of Micah were Pithon, Melech, Tariah, and Ahaz. Ahaz was the father of Jada. Jada was the father of Alameth, Asmaveth, and Zimri. Zimri was the father of Moza. Moza was the father of Bineah. Bineah's son was Rephaiah. Rephaiah's son was Eleasa. Eleasa's son was Azel. Azel had 6 sons, whose names were Azrikam, Bokeru, Ishmael, Sheariah, Obadiah, and Hanan. These were the sons of Azel. Chapter 10. The Death of King Saul. Now the Philistines attacked Israel, and the men of Israel fled before them. Many were slaughtered on the slopes of Mount Gilboa. The Philistines closed in on Saul and his sons, and they killed 3 of his sons, Jonathan, Abinadab, and Melchishua. The fighting grew very fierce around Saul, and the Philistine archers caught up with him and wounded him. Saul groaned to his armor-bearer, "Take your sword and kill me before these pagan Philistines come to taunt and torture me." But his armor-bearer was afraid and would not do it. So Saul took his own sword and fell on it. When his armor-bearer realized that Saul was dead, he fell on his own sword and died. So Saul and his 3 sons died there together, bringing his dynasty to an end. When all the Israelites in the Jezreel valley saw that their army had fled, and that Saul and his sons were dead, they abandoned their towns and fled. So the Philistines moved in and occupied their towns. The next day, when the Philistines went out to strip the dead, they found the bodies of Saul and his sons on Mount Gilboa. So they stripped off Saul's armor and cut off his head. Then they proclaimed the good news of Saul's death before their idols and to the people throughout the land of Philistia. They placed his armor in the temple of their gods, and they fastened his head to the temple of Dagon. But when everyone in Jabesh Gilead heard about everything the Philistines had done to Saul, all their mighty warriors brought the bodies of Saul and his sons back to Jabesh. Then they buried their bones beneath the great tree at Jabesh, and they fasted for 7 days. So Saul died because he was unfaithful to the Lord. He failed to obey the Lord's command, and he even consulted a medium instead of asking the Lord for guidance. So the Lord killed him and turned the kingdom over to David, son of Jesse. Chapter 11. David becomes king of all Israel. Then all Israel gathered before David at Hebron and told him, "We are your own flesh and blood. In the past, even when Saul was king, you were the one who really led the forces of Israel. And the Lord your God told you, 'You will be the shepherd of my people Israel. You will be the leader of my people Israel.'" So there at Hebron, David made a covenant before the Lord with all the elders of Israel, and they anointed him king of Israel, just as the Lord had promised through Samuel. David captures Jerusalem. Then David and all Israel went to Jerusalem, or Jebus, as it used to be called, where the Jebusites, the original inhabitants of the land, were living. The people of Jebus taunted David, saying, "You'll never get in here." But David captured the fortress of Zion, which is now called the City of David. David had said to his troops, "Whoever is first to attack the Jebusites will become the commander of my armies." And Joab, the son of David's sister Zeruiah, was first to attack, so he became the commander of David's armies. David made the fortress his home, and that is why it is called the City of David. He extended the city from the supporting terraces to the surrounding area, while Joab rebuilt the rest of Jerusalem. And David became more and more powerful because the Lord of heaven's armies was with him. David's mightiest warriors. These are the leaders of David's mighty warriors. Together with all Israel, they decided to make David their king, just as the Lord had promised concerning Israel. Here is the record of David's mightiest warriors. The first was Jashobeam the Hakmonite, who was leader of the three, the mightiest warriors among David's men. He once used his spear to kill 300 enemy warriors in a single battle. Next in rank among the three was Eleazar son of Dodai, a descendant of Ahoah. He was with David in the battle against the Philistines at Pas Dammim. The battle took place in a field full of barley, and the Israelite army fled. But Eleazar and David held their ground in the middle of the field and beat back the Philistines. So the Lord saved them by giving them a great victory. Once when David was at the rock near the cave of Adullam, the Philistine army was camped in the valley of Rephaim. The three, who were among the 30, an elite group among David's fighting men, went down to meet him there. David was staying in the stronghold at the time, and a Philistine detachment had occupied the town of Bethlehem. David remarked longingly to his men, "Oh, how I would love some of that good water from the well by the gate in Bethlehem." So the three broke through the Philistine lines, drew some water from the well by the gate in Bethlehem, and brought it back to David. But David refused to drink it. Instead, he poured it out as an offering to the Lord. "God forbid that I should drink this," he exclaimed. "This water is as precious as the blood of these men who risked their lives to bring it to me." So David did not drink it. These are examples of the exploits of the three. David's 30 mighty men. Abishai, the brother of Joab, was the leader of the 30. He once used his spear to kill 300 enemy warriors in a single battle. It was by such feats that he became as famous as the three. Abishai was the most famous of the 30 and was their commander, though he was not one of the three. There was also Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, a valiant warrior from Kabzeel. He did many heroic deeds, which included killing 2 champions of Moab. Another time, on a snowy day, he chased a lion down into a pit and killed him. Once, armed only with a club, he killed an Egyptian warrior who was 7.5 feet tall, and whose spear was as thick as a weaver's beam. Benaiah wrenched the spear from the Egyptian's hand and killed him with it. Deeds like these made Benaiah as famous as the three mightiest warriors. He was more honored than the other members of the 30, though he was not one of the three. And David made him captain of his bodyguard. David's mighty warriors also included Asahel, Joab's brother, Elhanan, son of Dodo, from Bethlehem, Shammah from Harod, Heliz from Pelon,
Oh.
Ira, son of Ikish, from Tekoa, Abiezer from Anathoth, Sibbecai from Husha, Zalmon from Ahoa, Maharai from Netophah,
That's
Helid, son
cold.
of Baana, from Netophah, Ithai, son of Ribai, from Gibeah, in the land of Benjamin, Benaiah from Pirathon, Hurai from near Nahal Gaash, Abi Alban from Arabah, Asmaveth from Bahurim, Ilabah from Shealbon, the sons of Jashan from Gizon, Jonathan, son of Shagi, from Harar, Ahiam, son of Shear, from Hair, Eliphel, son of Hefer from Mikirah, Ahijah from Pelon, Hezro from Carmel, Paarai, son of Ezbai, Joel, the brother of Nathan, Mibhar, son of Hagrai.
We'll do one more after this, and then I'll break because I have to go to the bathroom. And I will do a flip through one of my books, and then I'll upload it. And then maybe I'll do a coloring live. Depends when Dad wants to do the breakfast thing he wants to do.
Zelek from Ammon, Nehirai from Beeroth, Joab's armor bearer.
Don't brag, it's warmer over there. It's 20. Oh.
Ira from Jater, Gareb from Jater, Uriah the Hittite, Zabad, son of Ali, Adina, son of Shiza, the Reubenite leader, who had 30 men with him, Hanan, son of Maacah, Joshaphat from Mithna, Uzziah from Ashtaroth, Shammah and Jeiel, the sons of Hotham, from Aror, Jediel, son of Shimri, Joah, his brother, from Tiz, Eliel from Mehavah, Jerubiah and Joshaviah, the sons of Elnaam, Ithma from Moab, Eliel and Obed, Jaziel from Zobah.
Okay, this one's going to be the last one.
Chapter 12. Warriors join David's army. The following men joined David at Ziklag while he was hiding from Saul, son of Kish. They were among the warriors who fought beside David in battle. All of them were expert archers, and they could shoot arrows or sling stones with their left hand as well as their right. They were all relatives of Saul from the tribe of Benjamin. Their leader was Ahiezer, son of Shemaiah, from Gibeah. His brother Joash was second in command. These were the other warriors: Jeziel and Pelet, sons of Asmaveth.
I know.
Jehu from Anathoth. Ishmaiah from Gibeon, a famous warrior and leader among the 30. Jeremiah, Jehaziel, Johanan, and Jozabad from Gedera. Eluzai, Jeremoth, Bealiah, Shemariah, and Shephatiah from Haroth. Elkanah, Ishiah, Azrael, Jozer, and Jashabim, who were Korahites. Jola and Zebediah, sons of Jeroam, from Gedor. Some brave and experienced warriors from the tribe of Gad also defected to David while he was at the stronghold in the wilderness. They were expert with both shield and spear, as fierce as lions and as swift as deer on the mountains. Ezer was their leader. Obadiah was second. Eliab was third. Mishmana was fourth. Jeremiah was fifth. Adai was sixth.
Yes.
Eliel was seventh. Johanan was eighth. Elzabad was ninth. Jeremiah was 10th. Macbanai was 11th. These warriors from Gad were army commanders. The weakest among them could take on 100 regular troops, and the strongest could take on 1,000. These were the men who crossed the Jordan River during its seasonal flooding at the beginning of the year and drove out all the people living in the lowlands on both the east and west banks. Others from Benjamin and Judah came to David at the stronghold. David went out to meet them and said, "If you have come in peace to help me, we are friends. But if you have come to betray me to my
How did they get under the bed?
enemies, when I am innocent, then may the God of our ancestors see it and punish you." Then the Spirit came upon Amasai, the leader of the 30, and he said, "We are yours, David. We are on your side, son of Jesse. Peace and prosperity be with you, and success to all who help you. For your God is the one who helps you." So David let them join him, and he made them officers over his troops. Some men from Manasseh defected from the Israelite army and joined David when he set out with the Philistines to fight against Saul. But as it turned out, the Philistine rulers refused to let David and his men go with them. After much discussion, they sent them back, for they said, "It will cost us our heads if David switches loyalties to Saul and turns against us." Here is a list of the men from Manasseh who defected to David as he was returning to Ziklag: Adnah, Jozabad, Jediel, Michael, Jozabad, Elihu, and Zithali. Each commanded 1,000.
Yes, he bought a 20-inch griddle, and he wants to know if it works. So he wants to make pancakes and eggs for everybody. So I'm like, okay. But I know he's always eating supper late. I mean, breakfast late. So that's why I had an apple and a banana already. So
1,000 troops from the tribe of Manasseh. They helped David chase down bands of raiders, for they were all brave and able warriors who became commanders in his army. Day after day, more men joined David until he had a great army, like the army of God. These are the numbers of armed warriors who joined David at Hebron. They were all eager to see David become king instead of Saul, just as the Lord had promised. From the tribe of Judah, there were 6,800 warriors armed with shields and spears. From the tribe of Simeon, there were 7,100 brave warriors. From the tribe of Levi, there were 4,600 warriors. This included Jehoiada, leader of the family of Aaron, who had 3,700 under his command. This also included Zadok, a brave young warrior, with 22 members of his family who were all officers. From the tribe of Benjamin,
it's 2 degrees warmer here. Hoo-hoo.
Saul's relatives, there were 3,000 warriors. Most of the men from Benjamin had remained loyal to Saul until this time. From the tribe of Ephraim, there were 20,800 brave warriors, each highly respected in his own clan. From the half-tribe of Manasseh, west of the Jordan, 18,000 men were designated by name to help David become king. From the tribe of Issachar, there were 200 leaders of the tribe with their relatives. All these men understood the signs of the
Sorry, it's 22.
times and knew the best course for Israel to take. From the tribe of Zebulun, there were 50,000 skilled warriors. They were fully armed and prepared for battle.
Yeah, the high today is supposed to be 40. The low is going to be 22. Tuesday, it says snow first, rain last, but it's going to be rain first, snow last. And that day, it's going to be 44. So, I'm not going to the gym Monday because it's a holiday, and I'll go on holidays.
And completely loyal to David. From the tribe of Naphtali, there were 1,000 officers and 37,000 warriors armed with shields and spears. From the tribe of Dan, there were 28,600 warriors, all prepared for battle. From the tribe of Asher, there were 40,000 trained warriors, all prepared for battle. From the east side of the Jordan River, where the tribes of Reuben and Gad and the half-tribe of Manasseh lived, there were 120,000 troops armed with every kind of weapon. All these men came in battle array to Hebron with the single purpose of making David the king over all Israel. In fact, everyone in Israel agreed that David should be their king. They feasted and drank with David for 3 days, for preparations had been made by their relatives for their arrival. And people from as far away as Issachar, Zebulun, and Naphtali brought food on donkeys, camels, mules, and oxen. Vast supplies of flour, fig cakes, clusters of raisins, wine, olive oil, cattle, sheep, and goats were brought to the celebration. There was great joy throughout the land of Israel.
You want to know what happened to fall? Well, it fell. Ow. My ankle just popped. I hate that. My ankles always pop. Okay, guys, I'm going to go now. You're lucky. This is devotions. All right, I'm going to go now because I have to go to the bathroom. I'm going to get my iced coffee up here. And I'm going to do my flip through. And ask Dad when he's going to do his... Oh, I'm not even going to ask him. Because it's probably going to be close to noon. Wait, well, hurry up. Because I got to pee. Oh, that's subtle. That's not nice. She flipped me off. All right, guys.